Hello and welcome back. So in the previous video we we imported the geometry, we have everything. So you should have this feature tree, but it's up to you. Okay, so we have access to all these groups that we're going to use for meshing, and now we can move to meshing. So let me go here, mesh, and there you go. So let's see that, right click here, show, and there you go. We have our geometry, enable rotation. I think I should be able to add transparency somewhere here, or no, show only. So let me show the cylinder, hide this one. Then you have access to the edges. And there you go. So I always get lost a little bit where those options are, the transparency and so on. So in mesh, I think I should have transparency somewhere here, but here with these bodies, so okay, it's not that it matters. You know that you have everything from the cap. So if you have a perfect cat, you shouldn't be a problem. But also, I think it should refresh, activate. Okay, it doesn't matter. So now that you have this, you start to create your hypothesis formation. So remember, you go mesh, create a mesh. I already have here, so I'm just going to show you to work with the workflow there. And see that we created a mesh. I don't have submeshes in the previous video that I selected these cylinder surfaces. Now in this one, to make things easier, and let me show you. So first, also to show you that now we already have the mesh now, just to show you that exactly the same results, the cylinder. But look at now here, we have the refinement there in the edges that we selected. So let me show you how to do that. And then also the refinements, everything very nice. So edit mesh. I'm working always with the next gen. As I mentioned, this is a hypothesis I like to use. I have better control now. So even the viscous layer. So what I did here is that you select and you create your next gen parameters, and I put exactly this previous one, 0.5, 0.05. Feel free to play with these options. I left the defaults there. So 0.3, you can put it to 0.1. It's up to you. But in local size, and see that I get access here to all the surfaces. So I access my cylinder, the edges, and the refinement zones. Okay, these are volumes, scale 1-3. Remember that is those volumes. So annoying behavior. And you access everything. So what I'm doing in the large refinement zone, 0.2, and the smaller one, 0.1, on the cylinder, 0.1, and then the edge, 0.02. So as you can guess, or as you can see here, you have a better refinement there. And then, okay, that's it. Feel free to play with those options. You have the hell there to know what is happening. And then we have the viscous layer, there. So my total signal is 0.1, 3, and 1.2, and that's it. So as you can see, now we put all the options in a single hypothesis, not the mesh, but you can also do everything using submeshes, no problem. You can, if you want to access this edge, you will need to go back and select it, create your groups. You want to access a vertex, if you want to add new volume regions, well, follow the same workflow. As you can see, very straightforward. So at this point, we can generate the mesh. So let me generate it again. So you go, clear compute, and off you go. Okay, here we go. We have our final mesh. So you have your tetra, you have your prism, and everything perfect. Let's explore, let's take a look. As usual, let me add a clip in here, and well, it's better. So let your mesh there. And now, well, where do I have the clip in here? New relative, and that will be fine. And there you go. Bum, 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 bum. And let me zoom in. For some reason, I have that a bit. Oh. That's it in there. Okay, let me hide it there. And this is it. So what is interesting that I want to show you here, look at that on the cylinder, you have refinement in those edges. Okay, and actually let me add another clipping. So it will be let me go clip new relative, and I want it in this plane. Yeah. Okay. Let me zoom here. You can appreciate better. There you go. Your refinement. And the problem previously, you know, that part of the I digress a little bit in that video, but also I don't want to digress too much, but to show you the problem when you do the poly dual in OpenFOAM is that when you have very fine prismatic layers, inflation layers, when you do this conversion from this to the polyhedral, it will create strange cells. So you should have very similar aspect ratio. So if you have very fine meshes, okay, let's say this distance very small and this one large, it can give you problems. That's what is happening here. So now here, by reducing this one, when I do the conversion, I will get a good mesh. So you get an idea. No? So if you have a very fine mesh, you will need to do this much finer. So anyways, there you go. You have everything. And finally, always remember, double check now that you have all your surface patches, you know, that you created. Okay, this is here much better. We can see, you know, the refinement in the edges, you have everything. So let me go inlet, outlet, put it there, perfect. Okay, at this point, remember, we export the mesh. So you need to export this one, do not export, or you can export this one, but this is surface mesh, select this one, export, and let me go UMB, and let me call it again test one. You have many options, so let me export there. Okay, and you have all your refinement regions and everything. So at this point, play with all your options. So as you can see, it's very straightforward, but I always complain a little bit buggy, so you have to be careful. Tends to be also a little bit slow, so 10 million cells, so 10 million, 20 million cells, it can take like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, but it's not a big of a deal. No, I think we have enough time. Okay, so at this point I have everything. I export it, and let me go here. By the way, you have in the video description the link. You have all the images, and then you have the HDF. From there you can create the UMB, and now this UMB you can convert it to OpenFOAM format. So let me go here and let me do that. I have also the clean case that actually I set up already to run the simulation, but let me go. It will be ideas to UMB, and that's UMB. Okay, so this is the mesh that we just generated. You have all the cells, everything here, since that all your patches, everything, and the final step, check mesh. So we go check mesh, cell count, and there you go. Perfect mesh, all your patches. At this point, you can generate now your case setup or do the conversion that next video. You know, well, actually, not 100% perfect. This is perfect. Like 75 is okay. A little bit large, but it's nice. So very nice. So how many cells? Okay, 900 cells. I know where those cells are actually in the edges, but not a big of a deal. So at this point, we're done. Okay. So now I'll show you another workflow that you can generate everything now. Using external tool, import it here, do all your grouping in the shaper, and then you go to the meshing tool, and here, well, you have access to everything that you group in the shaper and export your mesh. So that's all for this video. See you next time. Bye.